At this very moment, your brain is silently predicting how this will end because the human mind hates uncertainty more than failure. And this fear of the unknown controls far more of your life than you realize, shaping decisions, relationships, and even self-worth. And one of the deepest psychological truths is that the brain equates certainty with safety, which is why people often choose familiar suffering over unfamiliar peace, staying in situations that hurt simply because they know what to expect. And emotionally, the brain records experiences not as facts, but as emotional summaries, meaning what stays with you is not what happened, but how helpless, powerful, loved, or rejected you felt. And this is why childhood emotional experiences quietly influence adult behavior long after details are forgotten, while at the same time the brain constantly seeks validation for its existing beliefs, filtering reality to match internal narratives, which explains why changing someone's mind with logic alone rarely works. And socially, the brain is hypersensitive to perceived judgment, making humans overestimate how much others notice their flaws, a distortion that fuels anxiety and self-censorship. While neurologically, the brain treats rest as unproductive, even though creativity and emotional regulation depend on it, leading people to confuse exhaustion with dedication. And psychologically, many people confuse emotional numbness with strength, not realizing that numbness is a protective shutdown caused by prolonged stress. And another unsettling fact is that the brain is more motivated by avoiding regret than achieving success, which is why fear often dictates choices more strongly than desire. And emotionally, unresolved guilt and shame quietly shape behavior, pushing people to self-sabotage or overcompensate without understanding why. While at the same time, the brain is extremely sensitive to tone and intention, meaning how something is said carries more psychological weight than what is said. And this is why harsh honesty damages trust, while gentle truth builds it. And neurologically, the brain forms identity through repetition, not intention. Meaning who you think you are matters far less than what you repeatedly do under stress. And perhaps the most powerful psychology fact of all is that the brain cannot change in environments where it constantly feels threatened, because survival mode shuts down growth, learning, and empathy. And only when safety is established does transformation become possible, which means healing is not about fixing yourself, but about creating conditions where your nervous system finally feels safe enough to evolve.